We're good to go here in Raleigh on Sports South, and today's starting goaltenders are brought to you by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. Anton Khudobin, 30 saves in the 3-2 win over Washington on Thursday night. And Mike Smith played the same night in Detroit. That was a game in which Phoenix got themselves back on track. Outstanding goaltender. Many feel he could be representing Canada in the upcoming Olympics. The officials today. Rookie Mark Lemlin is working the game with Dan O'Halloran, Pierre Rassico, Derek Nansen on the lines. Sit back and enjoy this one. Eric Staal, Yuri Tlusty, and Alexander Semin. For the Canes, outfitted in their third sweaters for the first time this season. Khudobin out to play it in the trapezoid. Eric Staal coming all the way back. From the corner, he's forechecked by Shane Doan. 10 years as captain. Doan holding onto it. His shot turned out by Khudobin. Doan plays the body on Bellemore. Alex Semin coming back for Carolina. Stick handling by Antoine Vermette now. He attempts to sort it out. Yuri Tlusty spinning back in his own zone. Ron Hainsey out to center ice. Getting to it as Antoine Vermette, and the Coyotes set it up. Phoenix wrapping up a 4-game road swing. They go home and take on Ottawa Tuesday night. It started with a 6-1 loss at the Island on Tuesday, then wins over Detroit and Philadelphia. Patrick Dwyer's shot deflects on. Zdeněk McCulloch back to play it. And they start from their own zone. Radim Vrbata, player we cataloged in the open, out to center. On the advance here is Keith Yandel. Yandel walks it on his backhand, shut down by Anton Khudobin. And the Coyotes have some jump early.
The strength of Phoenix's team is their defense. Yandel jumping in. He's one of several good blue liners.
Jordan Staal. Hurricanes coming off a 2-1 shootout loss at the hands of the Los Angeles Kings here on Friday night. Second game of a 3-game homestand. Chicago is here on Tuesday night. Coyotes over the line. Lori Korpikoski going inside on Anton Khudobin. Ryan Murphy back in the lineup today. Loose along the boards. David Moss goes to work, and it goes deep, and Jay Harrison will take over.
Yandel jumped in offensively and then made a good poke at his own blue line. Otherwise, I think Skinner may have been in alone.
Riley Nash, who did not play Friday night, goes hard, hit by David Schlemko. Kyle Chipchura on the wall for David Moss. Moss coming back. Carolina detects that puck on the forecheck. Moss recovers. Sets up Chipchura, who moves it back out to center ice.
And Murphy got that bird's eye view from the press box on Friday night. He'll apply that down at ice level. The game looks so easy from up here, which will build confidence.
The chip and chase as the Canes get it deep. Mike Smith, Michael Stone, Paul Bissonnette. Very famous on Twitter, Biz Nasty in the lineup. Third game this season. Along the boards now. Bissonnette this way for the veteran Derek Morris. Morris goes deep. In back of the goal, Tim Kennedy taken care of. Rob Klinkhammer moving in. Brett Bellemore tries to clear for Carolina. Again, very aggressive forechecking by the Phoenix Coyotes. Along the boards now, Bellemore going down. Klinkhammer's shot glances off a skate and goes out of play. With a Canes win today, all Caniacs win. Get 50% off your entire menu price online order at participating Papa John's the day after a Canes victory. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Tuomo Ruutu's first shift back in the lineup. He's going to start on the fourth line, but Kirk Muller, John McClain looking at the forwards. They will certainly entertain the possibility of moving him if he feels good.
Rex Express Care, injuries and scratches at the top of your screen. Rex Healthcare, chosen for excellence. Icing is called here. We'll swing it back.
Man, that was maybe as close of a hybrid icing as we've seen. When you look at the dots, and remember, it's the player's skate that is the determining factor. Woo, I don't know, but the Phoenix player closer to the puck. And the linesman has to make a judgment call. I think that may have been the difference.
And just keep in mind, Ty does go to the defender in this situation, not the runner, as we see in other sports. Really only one. Michael Butker had it locked. Don't bring up baseball today. I'm sour. Quick shot taken by Shane Doan. Another bid. Khudobin says no. Another chance and a key block by Andre Sekera on Shane Doan. And the Canes get it back out to center ice.
Sharp start for Khudobin. Speaking of the fact that the Tigers will beat his former Boston Red Sox.
Over the line now, it's Eric Staal. Looking for Justin Falk, cruising through. Phoenix back out to center ice. Just about 4 minutes gone in a scoreless first period. A high stick along the far side, so Carolina is going down a man.
And the Coyotes have had a good first 3.5 minutes here. And they will get the opening power play. It's going to be Semin guilty of the hook. His fellow countryman, Russian Anton Khudobin, made a heck of a save prior to the penalty. Good square stop right here. And then Semin's stick got up. Let's watch right side of your screen. Yeah, this is one thing about Semin. It's a habit. His stick gets up too much. He can adjust that. He's really going to reduce the number of penalties he takes.
Looks like a high sticking call. Officially, it's hooking. Mark Lemlin, the young rookie referee making the call, comes all the way back. Out of the corner. Phoenix on the power play, 2 out of 15. Carolina on the kill. They've allowed only 2 in 16 chances by the opponents. They've killed off all 8 at home. Ron Hainsey through the center zone. Little bit of a foot race here. Pat Dwyer gulps one in on Mike Smith, who handles the puck very well.
Everything in this power play is going to go through Mike Ribeiro. And the Hurricanes should know him well from his time last season with Washington.
Signed as a free agent. He's had great success with Dave Tippett in Dallas. Michael Stone. Screen wrister through traffic wide. Radim Vrbata to the point man, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He'll walk the line. Vrbata thinks about it. His shot. Khudobin got a piece of it. Loose out in front. Riley Nash in control. Off the boards, and out she goes.
That chance was all Ribeiro. Phoenix gained entry because of the play he made at the offensive blue line, then the tip.
Penalty clock is not functioning here at PNC Arena. The game must be too early, but there's under a minute left. In terms of that, they cross the line offside. We get a stoppage.
You mentioned the history that Ribeiro has with Tippett, and it's a comfort level on both sides. Watch the top of your screen. That's Ribeiro right there. Draws the player, indirects the puck back to the defense. Now he comes back into the frame, going to the net, nearly scores with a tip. Good save from Khudobin.
Penalty was whistled at 3:31. So just a few seconds left here as you see Mike Ribeiro.
Saw him in warm-ups. He's actually still enjoying his youth as a veteran player because as he, one of many players who didn't wear a helmet during warm-ups, had a mohawk.
Played 3 seasons for Dave Tippett. He's a bit of a character. 220 points in 239 games with the Dallas Stars. Diagonally across for Morris off the heavy middle, and they score on the rebound. A loose change for Mikhail Butker. And Phoenix strikes first.
Well, you mentioned this is the end of a road trip for Phoenix where they started very slowly, but they've won their last couple of games. They can smell the fact that they're going back to Arizona at the end of the game, and they've started very strongly. Look at the fact that the defenseman jumps way in to make that a better shooting opportunity. It's Morris who has played very well to begin his year, but this is where Carolina's been really good, where they're not here. They've won battles in the slot area. Butker, the Danish-born forward, taken in the first round, wins the battle and scores.
So they strike first on Mikhail Butker's second goal of the season. Power play goal. Icing is called here. Face-off will occur in the Phoenix zone.
Well, the Hurricanes, they never would have practiced after a back-to-back yesterday, but because it's an afternoon game, they did. And only a handful of Coyotes did. This is a 2-on-2, so actually your centerman is Jordan Stahl there to help out, but Butker is able to get on the advantageous side of the puck and quickly deposits it in the net.
Derek Morris and Shane Doan get the assist. Ryan Murphy shot to flex wide. Loose this way. Coyotes get control. Kyle Chipchura angling off the boards. Ryan Murphy, Carolina's rookie, peppered by Lauri Korpikoski. And now David Moss for Korpikoski, and again it goes deep. Chipchura from the corner, muscled by Jay Harrison. A lot of the play early in the Carolina zone. Ryan Murphy now starts ahead. Inside the line, Harrison looks it over, off the boards, out to the center zone. Michael Stone coming up on Riley Nash. Here's Chipchura holding onto it. Good stick by Harrison. Riley Nash underneath it, off the boards, took a hit, made a play, out to center ice. Dvorak had it, lost it, and now the Canes regroup.
Now these are the details that the Hurricanes have been doing so well, is being able to get that puck over the red line and get it deep. There, Phoenix causes a nice turnover.
4:59, the time of the power play goal by Mikhail Butker. Houston back with a goal now. They start again. Shane Doan in control. Moved off for Butker. He's tied up. They battle along the boards. Brett Sutter tries to go forward for Carolina. Antoine Vermette will settle it down. They work a quick up for Buckner on and off his stick. Justin Falk goes D to D. Here's Andre Sekera through the middle, handcuffing Tuomo Ruutu. As he sees the ice on this line with Grayson Bowman and Brett Sutter, it comes back out to center.
And they could use his physical dimension right now to get his team going.
Justin Falk with a shot caught by Mike Smith. We get a stoppage of play. Mikkel Buckner, the Dane, on the power play. 1-0 Coyotes.
Here in the first, it's 1-0 Phoenix, and a lot of people get caught up in stats, and they'll see that Yuri Tlusky does not have any points so far this season, and between the top line, there are only 3 points. But Kirk Muller says there's no need to get caught up in the stats. That brings us to today's Geico quote. He says they've really had a high compete level, and we're going to continue to preach defense first, and the production will come with the guys. It's only early in the season. Some have had points, some haven't, so no need to have any concerns. This line will produce this season.
The only time I have concerns about these 3 guys, Chantel, is when they cheat in their own end thinking they need offense. They don't cheat. Everything will take care of itself.
At the point, Justin Falk tipped him away through. McCulloch gets in the way, and now Jordan. His opposite number, Martin Hansel, is on him. 2 huge centers, both 6'5", Martin Hansel and Jordan Staal. Staal rubbed out by Ekman Larsson. The Coyotes take over, and away they go. Mikkel Buckner has their goal that came in the power play as that puck deflects, and we get a stoppage here. 12:59 left in period 1.
John, you talked to Kirk Muller in our pregame show about needing a hard-working power play. I want you to watch this player in particular. I believe it's Shane Doan. You have to get possession before your skill can go to work on the man advantage. And he wins the battle along the boards after a well-placed dump in, and Phoenix scores. I mean, that's something that when a power play's having trouble getting going, you can always bring the work.
Riley Nash, Jeff Skinner, Radek Dvorak for Carolina. Murphy and Harrison are back. Keith Yandel moving ahead for Korpikoski. Now it's played by Nash off a body carried out by Kyle Chipchura. At the line with David Moss. Here he is right out in front. Hudobin got a piece. The rebound. He handles that. Chipchura for Moss. Hudobin said no. Loose out in front. They whack at it. Another loose puck. Chipchura back to the point. Derek Morris. Here it comes. Blocked in front by Riley Nash, and Skinner is camped out. Quickly, the Coyote defense get back in the person of Derek Morris and Keith Yandel. Chipchura in control. Boarded by Radek Dvorak. It's punched all the way back, and Zbynek McCulloch is on it. He's among all the shot blockers in terms of leaders in that department every season. Now Sekera. Muscled a bit at the defense. Semin on the boards here for Carolina. As the top line comes out for Kirk Muller. Shane Doan stood up by Justin Falk. McCulloch at the point. He'll dust it off. A wrister wide of Hudobin. Played top of your screen by Semin, out to center ice, picked off by Antoine Vermette.
I would slow it down if I'm Hudobin any chance I get, because right now it really is Phoenix with the jump.
Here's McCulloch through the goal mouth. Now Ekman Larsson at the point, out to center ice. They carry along a good pass looking for Brett Sutter. Sutter goes deep now as Semin is still out there. Hainsey at the point. Ron Hainsey lets it fly over the top of Mike Smith. Played by Belmore at the point, but fished out and cleared all the way back that time by Butker.
Even Zbynek McCulloch didn't want to block that Hainsey shot because it would have been right between the eyes. That was a real riser.
Well, they were all ducking on that one. Good look from ice level. Michael Stone pinching down the boards for Carolina. Ron Hainsey. Inside the line, Paul Bissonnette had it, lost it. Brett Sutter hit hard by Michael Stone. Kennedy in the corner now. They attempt to move it. That's David Schlemko. Now they fight for it at the point. Drifts in on Mike Smith. He'll melt it down. We get a break in play. This afternoon's Hey Hey What Do You Say queso player from Moe's Southwest Grill is Brett Sutter. If he scores, everybody receives a free side of Moe's famous queso and hot fresh chips tomorrow at any Triangle location.
Hey, John, a lot of people look and they say, well, Phoenix is playing Ottawa at home Tuesday. This is a much easier game for them at the end of the road trip when they know they are going home than when you get readjusted and that proverbial first game back. And I think it's reflected in their strong start.
Saw Dave Tippett, great coach, coaching his 300th game for Phoenix today. Shot taken, kicked out with a purpose by Anton Hudobin off the stick of Mike Ribeiro and back out. A lead pass out to center, picked off by Phoenix's Keith Yandel, looking for Verbata. A loose puck gathered in by Sekera. Andre Sekera goes wide, dancing with it out in front, nobody home. Moving up is Justin Falk. He'll go deep. Out of the corner, Derek Morris, a good look there. Back out to center ice, all the way back in Canes ice.
What a nice job of closing the gap by Sekera there. Instead of the puck going into the Carolina zone, it spends time in the Phoenix end.
Phoenix attempting to choke it off in the center zone. Whistle is blown, and too many men on the ice. We'll tell you about it when we come back. 9:58 left to go in period 1. We're back in Raleigh. Here's the story on the scoreboard. The Canes penalized for too many men.
Well, let's just watch Falk, and then we're going to watch the Carolina defenseman. You see all this confusion right in here, and this is what causes the too many men. And so the Hurricanes will be shorthanded for the second time in this young hockey game, and Drayson Bowman will be the one to serve.
Well, afternoon game, and it has been a sleepy start for the home team so far. Key kill here, second power play for Phoenix. Derek Morris in control. Point to point, Keith Yandel. His shot fought off by Anton Hudobin. Loose to the corner, Justin Falk is after it. On him, Shane Doan, Mikhail Butker, who has the game's only goal. Morris now waits the puck. Swings it across for Yandel. Back for 53, Derek Morris. High slot, they turn with it. Dance to the wall as Vermette got it deep. Now Butker looking for Doan, broken up by Patrick Dwyer. Jordan Staal, Patrick Dwyer, Jordan taken down, and we'll have 4-on-4 hockey. As it's cleared all the way past Mike Smith, they finally touch up. Tripping is the indication. We go to 4-on-4.
It's going to be former Senator Antoine Vermette. And this could be a key call because as we've cataloged, Phoenix has started very, very well. And their power plays look good. The only goal of the hockey game. So now we see 4-on-4 hockey. Jordan Staal is the guy to draw the call. Canes much better in 4-on-4 situations, both within the game and then in overtime against Los Angeles. So that's a building block.
Phoenix has scored one 4-on-4 goal this season. They have yet to give up one. Carolina's yielded 2. Now along the boards. Out of that scrum. Good diligence here by Alexander Semin, but it's broken up by David Moss, and out they go. Hansel goes cross ice with it. Oliver Ekman-Larsson pulls up. Radim Verbata with a shot wide of Hudobin. McCulloch this way. Hudobin got a piece, and it goes out of play. Quite possibly could have gone off of Radim Verbata. We'll know in terms of where they put the face-off.
Yes, we will. Verbata was a fine Hurricane. Speaking of fine players, this guy right here, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, if he was playing in Toronto or Montreal, he might already have a Norris Trophy. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but he is as cool as it gets. With his puck-moving ability, boy, did he score a beauty in Philly Friday.
He did. He scored a sensational goal. He leads them in terms of ice time. Plays in all facets. You see the age, only 22. 6th overall pick in 09. Was their team MVP a season ago. Faceoff is in the Carolina zone because it did go off of Anton Hudobin. Now Jay Harrison out of the corner. Handcuffing Ryan Murphy. Ekman-Larsson, Martin Hansel. Hansel from well out. On the wall now, Verbata. He'll dance. Radim Verbata slides it deep. Getting out to it is Anton Hudobin. Ryan Murphy from the corner. Carolina in control. Away they go in the person of Brett Sutter. 1-on-3 as he crosses the line. Alertly back out to center on the rewind, and the Canes reorganize.
Sutter's father, Darryl, of course, the coach of the Kings, had some very fine things to say about the way the Hurricanes are playing defense after Friday's game.
Across the line, now it's Ron Hainsey out in front. A good stick check that time by Ekman-Larsson on the man cruising through the slot, Jeff Skinner. Zbynek McCulloch holding onto it away from Eric Staal. Neutralized. Skinner's on it for Carolina. He scored a great power play goal Friday night against LA. He leads the Hurricanes in terms of early season scoring. Schlemko, forechecked by Skinner. He eludes him, David Schlemko. Back out to center ice. It's a bouncing puck. Verbata had it, lost it. Now Schlemko one more time. He gave it away to Ryan Murphy. Carolina starts a transition. Nathan Gerby going wide. His shot handed down by Mike Smith. Out of the corner, the Canes keep it deep. Eric Staal in control. This way for Justin Falk. Here it comes. Swallowed by Mike Smith. If the Canes put the biscuit in the basket during the Duke Energy power play, Caniacs who say the winning phrase receive a free Bowberry biscuit from participating Bojangles restaurants. Tomorrow morning, Bojangles, it's Bo time.
Well, the last time Mike Smith played in this building as a goaltender was with the Tampa Bay Lightning. And did he ever play a couple of beauties that cost really Carolina a playoff spot?
Sekera with a shot easily detected by Smith. It stays in play. Loose along the boards. Falk at the point. Andrej Sekera holding onto it. His shot, a tip, it goes high off to Lusty. Gained by Korpikoski. He'll dump it out.
And Smith was Dwayne Rollison's backup, but games that Carolina had to have, including game 82, where they just needed a point to qualify for the playoffs, you could see that he had come of age, a guy that began with the Dallas Stars.
Now Derek Morris turns it over. Eric Stahl out in front over the stick of Alexander Semin. Back to the point, Sekera. Here it comes. Caught by Mike Smith.
Semin and Stahl just need something good to happen right now. I mean, if they're on their game, this pass is handled cleanly. First man pressure, I believe that's Lusty. Second man support, that's the range of Stahl, and Semin just can't handle the puck. Let's take a look and see if it was bouncing at all. If the Phoenix player gets a bit of a stick on it. I guess the one thing you would say is when you're not in the groove, establish that shot, maybe fire to Smith's glove side so Semin can get a rebound.
They're pressing. That's a perfect indicator on that play. Nice steal by Stahl in good defensive position. But a relaxed, confident Alex Semin, even at his level, gets that puck and snaps it home.
No question. So that's why when you're having a tough time, simplify. Stahl take the shot, put it to an area where maybe Semin can get to the rebound.
Good point. Now, a loose puck. Hansel off a stick. Ribeiro now gets it deep. Little fancy Dan pass and getting to it here. Good look at Radim Verbata, pummeled by Brett Belmore. Out of the corner, it pops out. Gerby's in control. Out come the Hurricanes. Nathan Gerby got it from Dwyer. A little dump and chase here. Dwyer gets after. Good play by Mike Smith. And the Coyotes back out to center.
Smith actually lived with Marty Turco when they were both in Dallas. Another fine puck-handling goalie. I'm guessing in that house they talked a lot about puck handling.
Join SEC Gridiron Live for the greatest player tournament. Help choose the greatest of all time. Go to foxsportssouth.com each week to vote for your favorite SEC players. Watch Gridiron Live Wednesdays at 10 to see who's number one.
Okay, so this is a key faceoff. No Lindholm. Your other right shot centerman is Riley Nash. And Phoenix is a pretty good faceoff team. So this is where, you know, Riley can really help his club by having a good afternoon in the faceoff circle.
Canes had a tough night. Kirk Muller's team had a tough night in the circle against Los Angeles Friday night. Phoenix has a very good group in terms of faceoffs. A guy like Chipchura won 70% of his draws Thursday night in Detroit, and they just added a newcomer if he clears waivers in Jeff Halpern.
Yeah, I mean, that'll really help because Halpern is a right shot, and he takes pride in faceoffs. The Hurricanes, by the way, he's on a 25-game tryout with Charlotte, who is in the middle of a big break right now, but Manny Malhotra, one of the elite face-off men, is down there with the Checkers, and I'm sure the Hurricanes will be following that closely.
Serious eye injury. He's tried to battle all the way back. Not a lot of takers. He took a 25-game professional tryout with Charlotte. Manny Malhotra, you're right, an outstanding draw man. Skinner tries to penetrate that Phoenix defense. That's been a tough chore so far this afternoon. Morris wide of Hudobin. Loose top of your screen, overskated by Klinkhammer. It's loose. Ryan Murphy now sends it back on his target. That's a sloppy pass, and now the Hurricanes regroup. 5:47 left to go in period one. Murphy starts from his own zone. Rink widening for Eric Stahl. Stahl over the line. Gains entry. Pulls up. Smith detects that one through a screen. Yuri Tlusty right on the doorstep.
Tolusti's had a good first period. He had the first man pressure on that Stahl pickoff a minute ago. He said he felt better Friday night.
Now Korpikoski out in front, mopped up by Andrej Sekera. Yuri Tlusty in the center zone. They attack. Moving up is Justin Falk. In on Mike Smith. He'll melt it down. We'll step aside. 5:14 left to go in period one. Phoenix 1. Carolina, no score. Being a hockey parent can be grueling at times, very satisfying at times. We see Jill Lindholm, Elias Lindholm's mother.
I spent some time with Jill, who was an excellent equestrian horse performer in competition for many years. Her husband, Michael, played as an LA King his first game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. He was telling me yesterday he was on a line with Wayne Gretzky and Mike Krushelnyski. And on the first shift, Jill's husband, Michael, went behind the opposing net. They got off the ice, and Krushelnyski said to him, he said, Michael, that's Wayne Gretzky's office. You might want to stay away from it.
Well, the Crusher, a great centerman over the years, boy. He started his career with the Boston Bruins way back when. Mike Krushelnyski through the center zone. It comes all the way past Anton Khudobin. And we'll see the unfortunate occurrence here Friday night against Los Angeles. Another injury for Elias Lindholm.
Well, he's going to have such a good career, but he'll never be able to have a night like he did Thursday in scoring his first goal, being a huge part of a win. And, you know, his upper body has obviously been, you know, something that has taken time to get back to 100%. So I'm guessing the training staff took it out of his hands. Big picture move.
You have to at his age now. Stahl, Eric with it. He scores! Eric Stahl gives the Hurricanes a lift as they tie the game.
You need a bounce, John. You need a bounce. And that's what the Hurricanes got off the glass. Now, Stahl's obviously the centerman. Yuri Tlusky's been their best player in this period. He has the pressure that forces that backhand to get up high on the glass, and then you get the bounce, and Stahl is the quickest to react to it, settles it ever so slightly on the backhand, gets a little bit of distance from Vermette that he gets the shot through, and he beats Smith to the far side. But to me, that's all about Yuri Tlusky.
The fortuitous bounce, and the cash in by the captain. 4:45 left to go, period one. Eric Stahl, second goal of the season. The Canes have tied it at 1 for Bada. Martin Hanzal holding onto it. His shot off the pad of Khudobin. Played by Keith Yandel. They turn with it now. Ribeiro plays it this way. Hanzal back to the point. Derek Morris. He'll swing it across. Mike Ribeiro could not get to it. It's forked out of play by Patrick Dwyer. We get a stoppage and possibly a call.
I think that puck went out cleanly.
I agree.
And Dan O'Halloran was in a perfect spot to judge, so this is a tough break for Pat Dwyer, a key penalty killer for Carolina. He just chipped it. That is an un-Dwyer-like play. Yeah, no doubt about it. As Yandel, like Tlusky, created pressure on the goal, there makes Dwyer chip it quickly. Not able to settle it. Power play Phoenix.
The puck was rolling, and when that happens, as you point out, a little chip. You like to get your wedge to perform like that. Now it's played off the boards by Nathan Gerby and all the way back. We had Nick Faldo here the other night. Should have asked him about that.
Well, you're a Sir, like him. Sir John Ford.
Now for Bada with a shot. It rises high over the top of Anton Khudobin. Third power play already for Phoenix. Delay of game, Pat Dwyer. The Coyotes are 1 for 2 in the power play with 2 shots as it comes all the way back. Hanzal takes out a man, takes a stick. It'll be a 5-on-3 advantage for the Coyotes.
I think they're calling a hold, I think, on Hanzal. I don't know if they're calling a high stick, too. I don't think they are, so I think it's 4-on-4.
Okay, that's a good break.
Let's watch here, and yeah, there you see the hold.
Number 11, 2 minutes holding.
And to me, I'll have to check with the league on this, but if a player is already guilty of an infraction, so as a result, that high stick, you can't be judged on that.
No, that's exactly right.
I mean, Dan O'Halloran, by the way, is one of the elite officials in the game. I mean, he seems to be working every single Stanley Cup final.
He did a season ago. Riley Nash on the bench. 4-on-4 we go for $1.29. Martin Hanzal gets the gate. They're holding 16:08. Phoenix crossing offside. We get a break.
I'm just really encouraged about what we're seeing this afternoon from Yuri Tlusky. He spoke yesterday at practice, and Radek Dvorak, a guy from the Czech Republic, like Tlusky. You know, they like to talk right after the game is over when it's still fresh. I saw him after the game in Pittsburgh as the team stayed the night. And that's when you can really, really get your thoughts in order of what you thought about the game. And Dvorak's really helping him, you know, gather things to improve it.
Well, that's a dimension the Hurricanes needed, and that's why, through his hard work, but also they needed to sign a player like Radek Dvorak. As Kirk Muller always says, he's seen it all. He's been in so many different situations, and you can't coach that. Now McCulloch, he'll go deep to an open corner. Shane Doan is on it. Ryan Murphy defending. Shane Doan holding onto that puck, looking for Antoine Vermette. Vermette out of the corner, gets control of the puck again, holding on to it, getting space. Here's McCulloch. His shot glances off Semin, goes high in the air. McCulloch got it back, feeds it across. It pinballs wide. Loosened back of the goal now. Harrison for Eric Stahl, and the Canes will reorganize.
That doesn't happen, that reverse from Harrison to Stahl, if you don't have good communication.
Ryan Murphy over the line, goes wide. Here's the captain. His shot turned down by Mike Smith to the corner. Eric Stahl hunts it down. Ron Hainsey at the point. A shovel pass off of Verbata. Hurricanes get to it. Eric Stahl now clears ahead, but it's picked off by Derek Morris. And Phoenix will buzz back out to center ice. Keith Yandel lost his edge. Botker looking for Verbata. Beautifully read by Ron Hainsey, who fights off Verbata, and the Canes start fresh.
And see, Hainsey, doesn't get mesmerized by the puck. Instead, finds the open man.
Here comes Jordan. His shot off McCulloch goes out of play.
I think it's been a big area that the Canes have been better without the puck so far this year. Ryan Murphy, Dave Lewis had him watch Drew Doughty from the press box on Friday night. Then he asked him, what do you notice about his game? And you know what Murphy told Lewis? Nothing fancy.
And that's the value of getting upstairs for a young player and watching the game from 3 miles away like we do. It is very easy and very slow from up here. Now Murphy in back of the goal reverses.
You and I, or at least I know, overanalysis can lead to paralysis. Sometimes it's good just to get out of your own head.
A feed by Gerby, knocked down at the defense. Nathan Gerby in control. Little stutter step on Hansel. He tries to get to the outside, defended nicely by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Then it comes all the way back. Brett Belmore, D to D. Ron Hainsey, a quick up. It's Skinner. His shot protected by Mike Smith. Gerby taken out by Chip Chura. Played off the boards by Shane Doan. All the way back. Hainsey wins the foot race, and this is icing.
One other nugget from my conversation with the Lindholms, and let's see if Michael's back from the, there he is. The very fine Los Angeles King. Bruce Willis lookalike. He said he got a ton of texts from Sweden when we said that about Bruce Willis. But he also was a teammate in the Swedish professional league with Nicky Wallin.
His secret weapon. Mike Smith holding onto it. For my money, as Brett Belmore let it fly, Nick Wallin, the greatest team guy that's ever played for this franchise.
No doubt about it. And did you know that Nick Wallin's dad, that team that Michael and Nick played on in Boden, Sweden, Nicky's hometown, did you know Nicky's dad was the trainer?
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that till yesterday.
No. Now it's played along for Tuomo Ruutu. Leg whip down by Antoine Vermette. Tripping is the call. And the young official, Mark Lemlin. Carolina gets a good break here.
Vermette's lack of discipline has actually been pretty pivotal in this first period. Remember that offensive zone penalty he took that Jordan Stahl drew. And here he just overextends his lane. Ruutu draws the tripping infraction.
Third power play for Carolina. Each team has had 3 chances with a man advantage as Dave Tippett looks on. Now they get it organized here as Drayson Bowman comes out. I was about to say only Mike Babcock has more regular season wins than Dave Tippett since 02. Out of the corner now, Bowman. Bowman holding onto it, back up top. Eric Stahl, head faking Hansel, down low. Yuri Tolusti, Stahl on the wall, peppered by Hansel, broken up by Ekman-Larsson. He'll move it out.
I think the confusion is because this is a different look. It's not Murphy on the point of this first unit. Semin's getting a try at the blue line, so Drayson Bowman moves up front.
Under a minute left in this first period, deadlocked at 1. McCulloch pressured by Drayson Bowman. Zbynek McCulloch along the board, snapped ahead by Semin. To the point it goes, Sekera. He'll dust it off. Eric Stahl thinks about it. Alex Semin now will settle it down. Semin holding onto that puck. Looking through the slot. Here's Sekera. There it is. Locked in front. As I believe McCulloch got in the way. Now it comes back. Eric Stahl this way. Semin one-timer. Stopped by Smith. Loose along the wall. Semin again detected by Moss. Elevated out of the zone by Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Mike Smith is such a big goalie. He can play deeper than most. I think that's where a guy like former Hurricane Sean Burke, Phoenix's goalie coach, can help him.
Here comes Stahl. with a shot easily detected by Smith. 2 seconds left in the period. In control, Alex Semin at the horn, and that'll do it. Shots 11 taken by Carolina, 9 taken by Phoenix. We're tied at 1 on this Sunday afternoon from Raleigh. Carolina Hurricanes hockey is brought to you by Kangaroo Express, your home of the $1.50 dog and drink. By Moe's Southwest Grill. Welcome to Moe's. By the North Carolina Education Lottery. Play Powerball with Power Play. Jackpots start at $40 million. By Raleigh Orthopedics. Go where the pros go. Raleigh Orthopedics. And by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. Ah, yes, that's a beautiful Carolina lunch here on a Sunday afternoon, tied at 1 after 20 minutes. Let's take a look at the first period stats brought to you by Buffalo Brothers, the greatest tenders on planet Earth. You see the shots on goal in the period, Carolina by 2, but check this out. After a slow start, the Canes really recovered in that period. And we're going to see a graphic here that will indicate the amount of shots taken in a short period of time. They outshot Phoenix 10-1 in the final 7:42 of that first period.
Well, it's obviously a different starting time, and as routine-oriented as hockey players are, you know, you have to make a decision. You have to get up earlier, number 1. You don't have a morning skate, number 2. Are you going to eat a typical breakfast, or are you going to have a pasta type of thing, and then the game starts? So, you know, the Canes players haven't played a bunch of afternoon games. They don't typically, as the schedule falls here.
We peer down and start the second period. John Forsland, Trip Tracy, Chantel McCabe, along with our great crew, PNC Arena, second game of a 3-game homestand. The Canes will host the defending Stanley Cup champion Chicago Blackhawks here on Tuesday night, starting with Hurricanes Live on Fox Sports Carolinas. It pinballs Derek Stahl. His shot goes wide of Mike Smith. As the Canes go to work on the manpower advantage, 18 seconds left in it. Stahl holding onto it all the way across, encumbering Alex Semin. Semin rights the ship, back for Sekera. One-timer Stahl, fanned on. It goes deep, Tuomo Ruutu. Playing his first game back from injury, now loose along the boards. Jiri Tlusty, Andrei Sekera. His shot goes wide, looking for a tip. Eric Stahl off a skate, out to center. Vermette's out of the box. Here he comes. Antoine Vermette with a shot high over the top of Anton Khudobin. Back out to the center zone. It's Eric Stahl. Carolina's captain taken down in the back check that time by Antoine Vermette. And that forced an offside.
Well, Ruutu, you know, just a little bit over 2 minutes in the first period, being used on the first power play. Fresh ice, good entry involving Tuomo. Then he goes right to the front of the net. The Hurricanes power play looked good. And Andrei Sekera, excellent job of knowing when Vermette was about to come out of the box. He could have gambled it, would have been a breakaway. Heady play.
Phoenix is wrapping up a 4-game road trip, which started with a 6-1 loss against the New York Islanders, then back-to-back wins over Detroit and Philadelphia Thursday and Friday nights. They go home and take on the Ottawa Senators Tuesday night. Out to center ice. A late pass here from Shane Doan for Antoine Vermette, bumped by Ron Hainsey. It goes deep. Good reverse by Brett Belmore. Carolina in control with Jeff Skinner. Skinner's peppered on the way out, maintains control. Good poke check by Shane Doan. Here they come again. He fakes, goes to the outside. Shot taken. Khudobin went down, but got a piece of it, and it comes back out to center ice.
Doan is leading in this game. Makes a play on the first goal back in the first period. There, a pickoff in the neutral zone. He knows how important it is to finish this road trip right.
Phoenix is 3-2 on the young season. Carolina 2-1-2. Belmore now back for Ron Hainsey. Through center, all the way down to the big target, Mike Smith. In the same hometown as Carolina coach Kirk Muller, Kingston, Ontario. It's golfed all the way back. Here's a chance. Good stick on Ribeiro. Eric Stahl, Hansel's bid, patted down by Khudobin. Nathan Gerby, top of your screen for Carolina. Rubbed out by Mike Ribeiro. Down the wall here for Phoenix is David Schlemko. He goes deep. Ron Hainsey read the play. Ribeiro with a steal. Mike Ribeiro holding onto it. Up top, Schlemko. His pass for Verbata stopped by Khudobin. Martin Hansel in control. All the way back up top. Handle down for Khudobin. Loose along the boards. Carolina gets to it, and they finally get it out.
Oh, good job moving side to side from Khudobin.
Jordan with Gerby. The pass detected easily by Michael Stone. And out they go. This is Martin Hansel. Hansel over the line to an open corner. Anton Khudobin out to play it. Misplaying it. Moves him back of the goal. Khudobin finally gets back up. Now it's played here. Cleared off the skate by Drayson Bowman. Ryan Murphy in control.
So many similarities Khudobin to an excellent Hurricane, Artur Zerbe, and at times that includes the puck handling facet.
Coming back now is Justin Falk. Ryan Murphy. And directly off the boards, a slow developing play. Falk is hard pressed. Getting to it now, Korpikowski in front, Fandon. Paul Bissonnette on the doorstep. The Canes survive and get it out. Patrick Dwyer goes deep. Mike Smith out to play it. Smith calmly holding onto it. Good play here to the open corner, and they start the breakout.
Hey, see, that's an advantage for a goalie. Bowman knows he can't play the body at all, and Smith probably knows that too.
Keith Yandel is flying. This way, Paul Bissonnette. He'll get it deep in the trapezoid. It's Anton Khudobin. Jay Harrison is hard pressed and hit on the forecheck as it comes back out to center ice. He was finished off by Rob Klinkhammer. Comes all the way down to Mike Smith. Just about 4 minutes gone in the second period. Deadlocked at 1.
Smith is focused on less is more with that puck handling as his career has moved on.
Yuri Talusti, a lead pass for Eric Stahl. Stahl gets to it. Here's Semin. His shot glances off Smith and goes out of play. Coors Light Cold Hard Facts, our first installment in game. As you see the Phoenix goaltender, Mike Smith, who's had a tough go against Hartford/Carolina.
Don't be deceived, though. His last 2 games here were 2 huge wins, which were a central component to costing the Carolina Hurricanes a playoff bid. And to the point where I thought that Tampa general manager Steve Yzerman might hold on to Smith. Instead, with Rolison playing so well, they traded Smith to the Coyotes. He's been excellent in the game.
Late to the dance as a prospect. As a young goaltender, not a lot of interest. But he worked through that adversity and has become a star. Out in front now, a chance. Khudobin, a dandy, off the stick of Antoine Vermette. Vermette chokes it off. Inside the line, Carolina back out to neutral ice, picked off by Ekman-Larsson. Here they come again. Doan shot, kicked out with a purpose by Khudobin. Turning is Yuri Talusti for the Hurricanes. Spotting Andre Sekera. Sekera through the center zone in full flight stall. Eric pulls up on McCulloch, who defends it well. They go to the corner. McCulloch is on him. Semin for Carolina attempts to win a battle. Verbata for Phoenix has control. And back to the center zone where it's flung in by Ron Hainsey.
Andre Sekera finds the open man stall at top speed in transition. I think McCulloch reacted very well to it. You noticed the first day of training camp when you and I were sitting in the stands how quick Khudobin's feet are. This was his puck handling. You know, he's had a couple Herbe-like moments, but as I've said, he used to be a defenseman. I think he will be actually pretty productive as a puck handler. But look at how flush that butterfly is, even when he's moving. You don't want to be moving, but if you are, have those pads be flush, and they work.
He was sensational a week ago here against Philadelphia. His first win, then followed that up with a win in Washington on Thursday night. Out to center ice. Ron Hainsey getting away from Verbata. Phoenix now hinging back ahead. Schlemko through the middle. Radim Verbata pushing the puck ahead of the goal line. Khudobin chipped out by Hainsey. Phoenix now in control.
See, he made his decision, Khudobin there, and it was a big part of that breakout.
Cross corner dump in by the Coyotes. You see it up close. Hainsey now along the wall for Kirby. Cut off. Verbata. Ribeiro. Up top. Schlemko turned out easily by Khudobin. Now Ribeiro given a shove by Brett Belmore. They go hard to the corner out of the 4-man scrum. Kyle Chipchura. Chipchura this way. Schlemko backdoor. Could not find the handle. Khudobin raced out. Phoenix is changing. They have to be careful. It comes all the way back.
Schlemko is a guy used in shootouts, and he was alone, so that is not like him to not be able to handle that pass.
He, too, came a long way up through the ECHL and all kinds of outposts. Now it's played by Handel all the way across. Handel's pass now broken up and carried out here by Jeff Skinner. Skinner in control at the line. Holding on to it. The shot led by Smith. He'll hang on. 13:28 left to go in the second period. On the back door, the Coyote defenseman David Schlemko could not find the handle.
Here in the second, we're tied at 1, and Jay Harrison on the ice right now chose the OHL route instead of playing college hockey, but over the last several years, he's been taking online classes at Athabasca University out of Alberta. He finishes his last course this month to get his bachelor's degree in psychology, and this guy just loves learning. He plays multiple instruments, and he's a veteran pro hockey player. I think Jay Harrison, Dos Quatros, is the most interesting man in hockey. Guys?
I don't know what the Dos Equis guy is going to say, but do you know he was taken, Chantel, number 1 in the OHL draft? He's the only player on the Hurricanes roster that can say that.
That's amazing. And he had to go through a journey to get to this point. A lot of people said no. That skill, that mindset never went. His will never went away. Great story. He'll be part of the Hurricanes for a few more seasons as he was given a contract extension. It comes all the way back. In the Phoenix zone, no icing here. Riley Nash, who was very good in the face-off circle in period 1. Skinner! Stopped by Smith. It trickles out in front. They get back to it. Now Harrison this way for Ryan Murphy. His shot. Scores! Ryan Murphy, if it's clean, it's his first NHL goal. We'll see. And Carolina takes a 2-1 lead.
Icing. It's a heck of a roll. Radek Dvorak makes this play. Boom. Boy, I love it. The linesman did an excellent job of really hustling to get in the right spot. And the Hurricanes had an initial chance off of that hybrid icing from Skinner, regathered the puck, and I can't tell if Nash gets a piece of it or not. The Canes will take their first lead of the afternoon. Either way.
I think it hit the defender's stick and then just cruised by Riley Nash. Our graphic tells us it is his first National Hockey League goal. Antoine Vermette swallowed by Anton Khudobin. So mark this down, October 13, 2013. The native of Aurora, Ontario. First-round pick Ryan Murphy, first goal.
Boy, yeah, Yandel's stick and then Nash's. But what Murphy did is he got it to the net quickly. That's been something that Dave Lewis in particular have been, really stressing to him. Get pucks to the net as soon as you can.
Have to work on Ryan's smile. Now it goes wide. Very matter-of-fact guy.
I played in the charity Hurricanes golf tournament with him, and he's a real competitor. That's the part of him that I didn't truly appreciate until playing golf with him that day. Once he thought our group was in the hunt, I mean, he was really dialed in about that golf round that I was more, I'm going to say lax about.
Well, it did graze Riley Nash. So Riley Nash will get the goal. Ryan Murphy gets the assist, and Jay Harrison gets the other at 7-11. I want to see more evidence of that because it looked like it did not hit Nash, but I guess it might have got him on the pant as it comes all the way back in the zone here, and Smith will put it on a tee.
I'll tell you what, black and white. Radek Dvorak makes the play there, nullifying that hybrid icing. And I'll tell you, I'm really enjoying hybrid icing. I really am, and I didn't know how I'd feel about it.
I'm with you. I wasn't sure either about it, but I do like it the more this continues. Mike Maniscalco is our good friend and our host of Canes Corner, sponsored by Coors Light at the Backyard Bistro across the street from PNC Arena. The next one is October 14th at 7 with Ryan Murphy. You can also listen in on 99.9 The Fan.
Well, that's timely.
That was already planned. It's not like they shuffled a deck and then, okay, Murphy's in on a play here. He's the guest. No, this is really laid out in advance, Trip, by the executives.
Well, that'd be a quicker shuffle than Vegas. If it had just been shuffled.
Tim Kennedy out in front. Khudobin had it. Hatton whack time. They score. They never gave up. Rob Klinkhammer on the doorstep. And Phoenix has tied it.
Well, I think the Hurricanes thought that Mark Lemelin, the referee right to the right of Khudobin, was going to blow the whistle. And the Coyotes, as all coaches say to do, played whistle to whistle. That's just a work ethic response goal. What a job. And I certainly had not lost sight of the puck. So I think the referee, just temporarily, no. I think he makes the right call. He's in a perfect position. And that's a reestablished momentum type goal, just established with work.
One of those answer goals. Player has spent time with Ottawa, Chicago, brought over to the Phoenix Coyotes. Dave Tippett likes to use him in a variety of ways. Rob Klinkhammer at 8:34 has tied it.
Oh, second goal in as many games.
Started the scoring in Philadelphia on Friday night. Now it comes all the way back. Brett Belmore in control for Carolina. Just about 9 minutes gone in the second period. Deadlocked at 2 here on Sports South. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always. Off the boards. Deep it goes. Keith Yandel coming back. A good look at he along with Patrick Dwyer. Now they jam along the board. Swept along by Mike Smith. Tripped up is Nathan Gerby. Carolina will be going to the power play.
It's an unlike Martin DeHansel play. One of the underrated two-way centermen in the game and a big body. And a much smaller player just outworked him. So after Phoenix outworks Carolina, after the Hurricanes take the lead, Nathan Gerby and Carolina respond with a very good below the goal line shift.
We see Hansel in the box. Carolina's 4th power play. They have 4 shots, 0 for 3. Antoine Vermette will take the face-off for Phoenix. The assists go to Tim Kennedy and Paul Bissonnette on the goal by Rob Klinkhammer.
Talked to Jordan Staal about facing Vermette in the face-off circle yesterday. He says he tries to use a swooping forehand. It's very unique to him, but it's backhand here.
Won by Vermette. Swung along by Zbynek McCulloch. It comes all the way back in the Carolina zone. Will set the power play. Justin Falk and Ryan Murphy on the points. Jordan Staal, Jeff Skinner, Nathan Gerby up front. Jordan gains entry. Here's Gerby. His shot goes wide of Mike Smith. Played this way by Ryan Murphy. Skinner from the half boards off the skate of David Moss, and Khudobin is lost.
He was back in Kazakhstan there.
Out to center, it's Justin Falk. He'll spin it ahead. Around the boards it goes. Jeff Skinner turns, walks in. Denied at the D by McCulloch. Now Ryan Murphy with a shot swallowed by Mike Smith.
Oh, gosh, Anton Khudobin, I think, is hurt.
Oh, boy, he really is.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
He came out, with a very powerful skating stride to play that puck, and then I think he may have caught an edge when he stopped. Oh, I mean, an incredible find in this young season for Jim Rutherford of the Carolina Hurricanes. Let's just hope that this is nowhere near as severe as it looks as he struggles off.
Oh, it looks bad. Groin injury or something along those lines as he just got caught in no man's land. As you point out, he went out aggressively. And we'll take a look at it right here.
Oh, yeah, it's... well, having played the position, when he went to get up, at this point he's thinking, I am in no man's land, and you try to spring as quickly as possible, and you can very easily pull something. The knee area typically, but I don't want to speculate. Yeah. Cam Ward is coming off a very Cam Ward-like performance against the Los Angeles Kings, where he was mechanically as sound as you could ever hope for from the number 1.
He's still looking for his first win, as we see. He was absolutely outstanding against the Los Angeles Kings on Friday night. Halfway through the game, just about 10:08 left to go in the second period. And with a lower body injury, Anton Khudobin has gone to the room, and we won't see him back, as now it's cleared out by Derek Morris. So Carolina has that much time in the power play to recapture 1-goal lead. Tolusti knocks it back for Alex Semin. Semin over the line, crosses, goes wide. Little spin move, beautiful pass for Eric. Eric Staal getting it back from Andrei Sekera. Looking for a tip. There's Tolusti, defended by Schlemko. Now, turning away from the pack is Alex Semin. Semin delays, holds onto it. Up top for Sekera, shortening up on the stick. Semin from the boards, walks, holds, shoots one, blocked at the D. Off Derek Morris. Chip Chura picks an opening, moves it out.
Sekera told me he doesn't, he didn't point to any player and shortening up that stick.
Long pass, Ward to Stahl. Out in front. Smith said no. A dandy that time as Jeff Skinner was set up by Eric Stahl. Oliver Ekman-Larsson past Cam Ward. Antoine Vermette back out to center ice. A loose puck. Ekman-Larsson for McCulloch. Off the boards and deep.
Sekera just finds that he has more control when he lowers that hand. What a job of moving that puck up the ice.
Here's Radek Dvorak over the line. Wheeled off, cutting Riley Nash, walking in. Smith stands tall, getting to it. Ribeiro off the boards, Hansels out of the box. He'll lay it off to Radim Verbata. Verbata muscled at the D by Belmore. Nash a quick up intended for Skinner. Riley Nash gets back to it and sends it in.
Boy, Belmore continues to play well. He said playing in the American Hockey League against top lines really helped him make the shift to playing in the NHL. And as Ron Hainsey said in our warm-up interview, his game against Los Angeles was his best.
Ekman-Larsson almost gave it away to Patrick Dwyer. Puck is shoveled in the Phoenix bench and will step aside. 8:16 left to go in the second period. It was Cam Ward to Eric Stahl to Jeff Skinner, and Mike Smith comes up big.
2 good home wins for the Hawks this weekend. It's the Islanders and Sabres. When we were down filming the Open Door telecast at ice level, I had a chance to watch warm-ups, and I actually made a mental note how good Cam was in his warm-up. He was especially sharp, and that maybe will help him coming in relief.
Our thoughts with Anton Khudobin, who came out to play a puck, was well out of his net, lost his footing, tried to recover, left with injury, and now we'll see Cam Ward, and this is what he did Friday night.
Well, 2 former playoff MVP Conn Smythe winners, Cam Ward and Jonathan Quick, going against one another, and I think contrasting styles. Quick, relies more, no pun intended, on his quickness. Cam was as efficient in his movement, in control, as he's been, even compared to the game against Detroit. So that was very, very encouraging.
Off the scrum, Mike Smith ready for that turnaround shot by Drayson Bowman. Tuomo Ruutu. Brett Sutter's shot. Save Smith. Rebound save off Drayson Bowman. Oh, a couple of dandies by Mike Smith. Now, Tim Kennedy takes a hit from Brett Sutter. Shane Doan and Andrej Sekera. Sekera up on the play. Down low, muscled by Keith Yandel. And now the Coyotes get to it. Tim Kennedy away for Rob Klinkhammer, who has tied the game. Tuomo Ruutu back on defense. Taken down by Klinkhammer. And we get a penalty.
Drayson Bowman, excellent flurry, winning the race out of the corner. Forces Smith to make a heck of a save.
Number 36, 2 minutes, holding.
And Smith, excellent low. And then, during this whole sequence, what a save. Excellent work ethic from Drayson Bowman. But as all this is going on, a defenseman pitches in, and who holds the blue line, who eventually draws the penalty? Tuomo Ruutu. So, excellent play away from the puck from Ruutu.
So a Kane power play that is 1 out of 4 goes to work. Klinkhammer for holding at 12:31. Puck sent out of play. Let's see what happens here. They will confer. The linesmen can have a say in this. And they will skate over to the scorer's table area and discuss it.
Well, we saw a delay a game off of the stick of Pat Dwyer back in the first period. Let's watch here. Yeah, that's a no doubt about it. Now, they don't have the referees the benefit of the replay, but that puck off of the stick of McCulloch did not touch anybody in my view, so you would think over a minute and a half, well, just about 2 minutes of a 5-on-3.
Let's pick up the call from Dan O'Halloran. Shane Doan filibustering, but he won't get anywhere with this. He's shut down, no pun intended.
Well, we were just in Washington on Thursday. You pulling out words like filibuster. Alex Semin, it looks like, will join Justin Falk on the point for this 5-on-3. However, Eric Stahl is taking the face-off on this side because he will try to power it back as a left shot and establish possession on the backhand. Will Eric Stahl then jump out to the point and Semin slide down to the half wall and be the umbrella option with his right shot. We'll just have to wait and see.
Tippett wants a word with O'Halloran about the angle in which the puck left the ice in terms of where it goes over the glass. And of course, he along the bench has a look at it here and probably had a different perspective. He doesn't agree with it at all, but it is a 5-on-3 for Carolina. Eric Staal, we see, will take the face-off. The Canes looking for their second 5-on-3 goal this season. Alex Semin had one in Washington. Broken up by Martin Hanzal, and it comes all the way down to Cam Ward. Power play will have Alexander Semin, Jeff Skinner, Eric Staal, Justin Faulk, along with Carolina's other attacking forward, Radek Dvorak. Now Faulk holding onto it. He'll close. His shot blocked in front. They get to it. Dvorak from the boards holding onto it. Now Semin. Alex Semin calmly for Justin Faulk. A one-timer. Stopped by Smith. He melts it down. And he was slashed. Eric Staal going for the rebound. And Smith is shaken up.
I like the fact that Justin Faulk, even with a 5-on-3 advantage, did not pass up an excellent lane shooting opportunity right here. And he stung Morris right there on the boot. The Hurricanes regathered, and Alex Semin eventually had a one-timer that Smith covered up so Morris could get off the ice.
Off the face-off, Vermette off the boards, out to center. He attempts to dog Justin Faulk, who peels back. See the time left in the 5-on-3 in this tie game here in Raleigh. Team captain Eric Staal crosses the line. Skinner taken down by Vermette. Here's Semin. Shooting one, blocked by Michael Stone. Racing across to trap the zone, Justin Faulk. Let go for Radek Dvorak. Semin from the boards, guarded by Vermette. Dvorak holding onto it. Radek Dvorak from the half wall. Semin again. Now Faulk. Inside it goes Skinner, off a stick wide, off Schlemko. Getting to it is Skinner. Skinner asserts, holding onto it. He'll dangle. One-timer Faulk. It screeches high on a tip. Loosened back, dug out by Radek Dvorak. Now Alex Semin holding onto it. He'll advance. Dvorak looking crease. Now Semin again. Here's Faulk. Skinner misfiring off the official. Getting to it, Radek Dvorak. Up top for Semin. Alex Semin is way for Faulk. Holding. Inside Skinner. Faulk again. They miscommunicate. Faulk in control. Skate to stick Skinner. Crowd impatient. His shot swallowed by Mike Smith.
See, I think it lacks confidence right now. Phoenix, a couple of big blocks, then some misfires, which oftentimes are a sign that confidence isn't what you want it to be. I mean, that's a good stick right there. I think that's Yandel. And then a little bit of hesitation. I mean, I don't think it's ever a bad thing to establish the shot on the 5-on-3 too. It just seems that the Hurricanes are a hair off from doing things quickly with their execution.
6 seconds left, the 5-on-3. 4-second differential between the two players. Riley Nash on the face-off, a false start? I guess not. Ekman Larsson now along the boards and back out. That was odd. As Klinkhammer's out of the box, and McCulloch will follow. Even terms on the ice, even terms where it counts. Murphy over the line, now Jordan to the outside of Derek Morris. Rubs him out. Phoenix gets to it. Derek Morris up the gut. He'll bounce it past Cam Ward. This will be icing as Murphy gets back to the dot. 5:10 left in the second period.
Well, this is a hurdle. I mean, there's no question we're going to look back to the last couple of minutes in this game when it's over, and we're either going to say that Carolina, despite having a golden opportunity of just about a full 2-minute 5-on-3, didn't score and still won, or this is where Phoenix did win.
Right off the face-off, Mike Smith makes the save on Jordan Staal. We'll step aside late in period 2. We're back inside beautiful PNC Arena. Well, it didn't start this way this afternoon, but now it's Cam Ward versus Mike Smith.
And two players that were not part of the Canadian orientation camp for the Olympic team in Calgary. But that really, I think, is a moot point. In my view, if they're either one or both on their games, they would be in my short list of contenders to play for Canada in Sochi.
No doubt about that, and you know as well as anyone, this is a Inspirational viewpoint for Cam Ward in terms of not only getting this team back to the playoffs, but that being part of it here in the early going.
If Cam Ward's playing for Team Canada in the Olympics, it means Carolina's having a good season.
That's right. Ekman Larson shifting on Hainsey. Cam Ward says no a couple of times and hangs on.
And you have to think that Cam, having played so well against Los Angeles, probably wanted to start this game this afternoon. So he's got yet more motivation with a real healthy competition going on with Anton Khudobin. There you see Ekman Larson. Boy, he is smooth. The way that he jumps and works the outside. Cam just holds the post.
Eric Stahl facing off here against Mike Ribeiro. Stahl given the boot. Now it's Brent Sutter. A couple of centers out for Kirk Muller. Under 5 minutes left in the second period as we see. Now it's punch deep. Eric Stahl, Riley Nash have the goals for Carolina. Now it's fed along. Kel Butker and Rob Klinkhammer have scored for Phoenix. Eric Stahl in the front. Brett Sutter. Late pass for Carolina's 42. Sutter broken up. Michael Stone. Gained here and settled down as Mike Ribeiro back out to center ice. By Ron Hainsey, knocked down by David Moss. Knocked out of midair. Phoenix on the attack. A spin that time by Korpikoski for Ribeiro. Moss on Belmore, loose in back of the goal. Korpikoski moving in, a wrap chance. Cam Ward said no on David Moss. Moss to the outside. They grind a cycle. You see it up close. Carolina wins the battle. They lose that one though. Ribeiro getting it back now, walking in out in front. They score! Bang, bang, a beautiful setup. It's Lauri Korpikoski, and Phoenix has a one-goal lead.
And the game's won in the trenches, and that's where Phoenix eventually scores a goal that gives them their second lead of the afternoon. Just watch this area in here. Looked like Semin had it, and remember earlier in the day I talked about cheating? Eric Stahl was cheating here. And he didn't come from underneath the puck. It creates a 2-on-1. Belmore guesses the wrong side and taking away the passing lane. And it's a perfectly zipped pass and finish to score.
Beautiful play. They had an opportunity. The Canes, it looked like they were getting it out. The second chance, they could not make that play inside the blue line. It led to the chance. Another bid here for Butker, and a good stick by Patrick Dwyer because Mikhail Butker had Cam Ward dead to rights on that one. Now McCulloch around the boards, takes a hit from Patrick Dwyer back out to center ice. Martin Hansel over the line with Butker. Pulls up, turning for Butta. His shot kicked out by Cam Ward. Getting to it is Jordan Stahl. Mike Ribeiro and David Moss get the assist on the first goal of the season for Lauri Korpikoski. Now Andre Sekera for Carolina. Rink-wide pass over the stick of Jordan Stahl, and the Coyotes regroup.
Brett Sutter, not Yuri Talusti, on the shift that the goal was scored, had been taking the shift in the spot with Semin and Stahl on that line.
Carolina starts to break out. Dvorak thwarted momentarily. Riley Nash losing control to Antoine Vermette. Radek Dvorak for Carolina, knocked down by Vermette. Over the line, they cross again, turning as Shane Doan. Puck is settled down by Justin Falk. Hit by two Coyotes, Vermette and Doan. He shakes it off. Has a tight turn on Shane Doan. Stays with it along the boards. Falk getting back up. As you see it downstairs, and now it's played here by Riley Nash. Schlemko at the point, can't trap the zone. Dvorak now will get it deep. It trickles in on Mike Smith, who freezes. The Carolina Ale House is the place to watch the Canes on the road, and we're talking about cool bars. The next one will be in North Raleigh on November 21st. The Canes are in Detroit. Log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com for more details.
Radek Dvorak has had a very good period here. He nullifies the icing on Carolina's only tally of the period. There, Mike Smith, that shows you how much he's matured of when and when not to play the puck. It was the right move to cover.
Good point. There was a time he might have picked it up, tried to skate it out of the zone. Now it's played along the boards. Wheeled back out to center ice. Shoulder to shoulder. Harrison on Moss. Now Ribeiro. Back checking for Carolina. Yuri Talusti. A good job there. Ryan Murphy has time and space in his own zone. Headmans the puck. But the play was read by Michael Stone. Eric Stahl sends it back for the D. And now they regroup. Here's Murphy. Played along the boards. Yandel punches ahead off Ribeiro and back out.
I like Murphy there. He had made a nice cross-ice pass, but he said from watching in the press box, don't force things, so he kept that second one along the boards.
Eric Stahl broken up by Mike Ribeiro. Keith Yandel. Radim Vrbata. Here's Mikhail Buckner. His shot off Vrbata goes wide, and getting to it here is Jiri Tlusty. Eric Stahl with a chip, not out. McCulloch keeps it deep for Phoenix. Out of the corner now, it's Harrison. Forechecked by Martin Hansel. Hansel for Buckner. Buckner in tight range, broken up on the back check by Alex Semin. Puck comes back out to center ice, and play comes to a halt.
Boy, another penalty here,
Yeah.
this time to Vrbata. I mean, in Phoenix, Dave Tippett will not be happy about not only the lack of discipline, but at times when Phoenix has had
17,
control of
2
the
minutes
game.
tripping.
I mean, that's just a lack of discipline. Tlusty, I think, has had a hard-working afternoon, trying to really ignite his season with a work ethic. And, you know, these power plays establish the shot, and also, if it is going to be a preset play, execute it with a purpose. I think that will help to find a solution.
7 power play. Officially, the Canes 0 for 6 tonight with the power play. 7 shots. Now comes back out to center ice. Injury report on Carolina goaltender Anton Hudobin. Lower body will not return. That was quite obvious, but we thank the Canes for that update. Now it comes all the way back. Out of the corner, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Off a skate, out in front, minding the score, Nathan Gerbe. Jeff Skinner, he scores! What a goal and what a setup by Nathan Gerbe. Jeff Skinner in tight, high cheese on Mike Smith, and we're tied.
John, skill doesn't work if you don't work before skill. Let's watch all the work here from Carolina. Okay? Gerbe, Jordan Stahl, Jeff Skinner, the eventual scorer. He comes in to help out. Here's the key play there from Gerbe. And now watch Skinner slide in here, and then the skill takes over. But it doesn't happen if the chronology isn't, let's work first, and then let skill be the difference off of the mask of Smith, and then up top.
What a play by Nathan Gerbe. What a finish by 53. And now, by putting the biscuit in the basket, if you say I'm a Caniac and it's bow time, tomorrow morning from 5:30 to 10 a.m. at any Bojangles locale, you pick up a free Bowberry biscuit.
You know what I like? I like the fact that Kirk Mauer started that power play with his second unit. That's played really the power play on the season like his first unit. I mean, you go back to opening night when Gerbe scored on the power play against the Red Wings. They're working, and that's something in your fireside chat with Kirk and our coaches interview before the game.
Yes.
You talked about. You need to have a work ethic with the man advantage.
Jeff Skinner now points in 3 consecutive games. New headgear for Mike Smith. 2 goals and 2 assists in that time period. Nathan Gerbe gets the only assist on the goal. Mr. Gerbe now has points in 4 consecutive games, 3 goals and a helper. The goal comes at 19:03, and those late goals are always good.
How about Skinner? This season, at least thus far, in action, has become a leader on his team. Strange to roll off my tongue with how young he still is.
21 for Mr. Skinner. That being years. And he's looking for a great bounce back year, a year to be injury-free, and a huge key for the Hurricanes as he continues his development now. Patrick Dwyer broken up by Shane Doan off the stick of Andrej Sekera, and it goes out of play.
Nathan Gerbe with Skinner at key times. I mean, Dave Tippett will hate the fact that Vrbata took that penalty.
Right.
He'll hate it because it's in the offensive zone. The Coyotes have all the momentum. But how about Gerbe coming in? That puck, it's headed out. And then he does a loop. He stops and starts. Skinner does the rest.
Off the draw, sent in. Jeff Skinner will be Chantel McCabe's second period walk-off guest as we kick off the PNC Bank second intermission. Brett Belmore sending it back. Schlemko in control. 11 seconds left in the period. Dwyer, Jordan, off the goalpost, no goal. Right off the crossbar. We'll take a peek at it, I'm sure. Long pass for Baba. It rolls in on Cam Ward at the horn. Heavy metal, we think. What a chance. What a shot by Jordan Staal.
Well, Jordan's just got to stick with it after plays like that. Good pressure again. Jordan creates his own luck with that stick move. And they'll take a look just to make sure. But, and by the way, our first chance to talk about the way the Nets have changed this year to give the review more of a definitive look. And at the end of it all, don't forget Ron Hainsey getting back as seconds wore away towards the buzzer to prevent the chance on Ward.
Stay tuned for the PNC Bank second intermission. Chantel will speak with Jeff Skinner. Scores from around the National Hockey League. We'll have highlights later on from the booth. There's no doubt it hit the crossbar. It stayed out. We had a good look at it. We're deadlocked at 3 after 40 minutes here at PNC Arena. Sunday afternoon hockey, and it has been great. Cross-conference matchup. The Phoenix Coyotes and the Carolina Hurricanes deadlocked at 3. We're back with our second intermission right after this on Sports South. The boys now being led out by Cam Ward get sent for the third period here this afternoon in Raleigh, and Chantel McCabe is standing by with Haynes assistant John McClain.
Coach, what do you want to see from your team, the little things that will make a difference and get the team a win?
Yeah, I think we can get our first man in there on the forecheck a little bit more. I think we got to just get the pucks behind them and get in there and forecheck. And I think a couple times we had some opportunities with our third guy. So if we can get our forecheck established, I think we should have a good period.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Jeff Skinner continues his torrid pace, scoring late in the period at least 1 point in 5 of the 6 games already.
Well, I mentioned on Friday against Los Angeles, he switched trainers this summer. And he went to a guy by the name of Andy O'Brien. And who's, I guess, the biggest selling card on O'Brien's resume when it comes to training? Well, Sid Crosby. And it has really worked very well for Jeff so far. But what I like most is, even at 21 years old, he looks like he wants to be a difference maker. And that's good to see.
He's smiling again. He's got that jump. Stayed out a long time on the ice yesterday at practice, he and Ryan Murphy. And he just feels much better, I think, about his place on this team, the role he's in, and he's really flourishing.
And Murphy was a Kitchener Ranger just like Jeff. Elias Lindholm, you can see already that relationship. As I said in one of our broadcasts, the brief 2-game road trip, Murphy and Lindholm are rooming together, and from what I hear, you might as well get Skinner a cot because he was spending so much time in that room. I mean, Skinner for the first time doesn't have a roommate.
That's good. You and I, of course, don't share those experiences in terms of our jobs. We kind of get
We
the space.
text.
We do text, yes, at all hours. We're ready for this third period. Mike Smith needs a little edge work on his skate, as we see. Very important for goaltenders. You can elaborate on that.
Well, this is the second time he's required that stone. No, it's not his defenseman, but to work and get that skate to where he needs it to be. And you never know, when Hudobin came out, he could have caught an edge or a rut in the ice. And yeah, so you want that comfort zone. Mike Smith mentioned he lived with Marty Turco. Aside from talking about puck handling, Turco introduced him to his wife.
A great look at the center ice draw as we start this third period. John Forsland, Trip Tracy, Chantel McCabe, along with our great crew. Today on Sports South, Tuesday night, back to Fox Sports Carolinas. Canes and Blackhawks starting with Hurricanes live at 6:30. The Coyotes get it out to center. Rob Klinkhammer walks in for a chance. He scores! Rob Klinkhammer on an outnumbered chance. He beat Cam Ward cleanly, and Phoenix has a 4-3 lead.
This is tough to see. First shift of the period. Defenseman is pinched down, so that means the guy that covers up needs to have a more conservative style. Stop it. Eric Staal. That's not the time you want to reach. And it leads to the 2-on-1. Cam Ward looked like he was maybe shifting a little bit towards the pass just with his body language, but any time in the period, especially the first shift, that's where you need a more conservative high forward if the defenseman pinches down.
So defensive miscue up the ice leads to the outnumbered chance. And Rob Klinkhammer has his second goal on the afternoon. Out to center ice. Batted down legally. Played here by the Coyotes' Derek Morris. On the wall, Radim Vrbata back out. And behind the play, it's whistled dead. High sticking is the indication. They're going to come over, Mark Lemlin is, and take a look at Keith Yandle.
And Jordan Staal with the high stick. Tough opening for the two top centermen on the Hurricanes, the Staal brothers.
Jordan Staal, 2 minutes, high stick.
Just 2 minutes. And Eric is, Jordan, I think, would argue that maybe Yandle interfered a bit, but still no reason for that stick to get up.
Huge kill for the Hurricanes now as Phoenix sets it up. Chipped high by Martin Hansel. The feed coming in from Michael Stone. You see it come all the way down to Mike Smith. He'll play it along for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Jordan Staal, high sticking. Phoenix 1 for 3 this afternoon with their power play. Ekman-Larsson now from his own zone. Out to center. At the line, they gain entry. Ribeiro, Hansel. Now Ekman-Larsson. This way for Michael Stone. He'll dust it off. Ekman-Larsson on the flank now. They set it up. Vrbata holding on to it. Ekman-Larsson tipped wide. Ward got a piece of it. Vrbata. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Michael Stone. Slap pass. Inside it goes. They set it up again with Mike Ribeiro. Back for Stone. Here it comes. Tipped wide. The tip out in front by Ekman-Larsson. To it. Carolina's Brett Sutter. He'll move it out.
Nice job. Head on a swivel by Hainsey, tying up that stick off the end boards.
Now the puck is sent in. Rob Klinkhammer, tie-breaking goal for now. Second goal today. And the assists go to Zdeněk Kulich and goaltender Mike Smith at the 22-second mark of this period. Now Shane Doan over the line. Doan going wide. Drop pass detected by Riley Nash. He'll move it out.
Nash back in the lineup's been pretty darn solid. He's had an excellent day in the face-off circle. There, good pressure in the clear.
Now Keith Yandle back out through center ice. The options away at the line, broken up by Justin Falk, and he'll spin it all the way down to Mike Smith. Yandle again, a quick up. Vermette going off in a change. The Coyotes shovel it out of play, and Mikkel Bakker did. With just 16 seconds left on the Phoenix power play.
You see the way that puck jumps off of Ekman-Larsson's stick?
Yeah.
I mean, it just jumps. Watch right here. And I talked to Elias Lindholm about him yesterday. And Elias went to a hockey school this summer with Ekman-Larsson's younger brother, Kevin. So what kind of player is he? He's a real good player. But as you can imagine in Sweden, it's tough being the younger brother of Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Grandfather was a part of the 72 Swedish Olympic team.
Wow, it's Sapporo, Japan. That's where they were that year.
He likes Sapporo.
Blocker saved by Mike Smith off of Nathan Gerby. Now it's carried back out to center ice. Rink wide pass, David Moss. Chip off the boards, and now with it is Korpikoski. Getting it back for Bobker. I'm sorry, that's Ribeiro. Inside again for Korpikoski, out in front. Moss had his stick tied up the backside of the goal. Broken up at the defense and carried out here by Nathan Gerby. Back out to center ice. The Coyote power play is 1 out of 4 with 2 shots as it comes all the way back in the Phoenix zone.
Did you see how low Gerby came down to help out? The Hurricanes want 5 men in the picture defensively, but that is what you're looking for, not cheating. That leads to good offense.
Long pass for Martin Hansel off the side of the net. Getting to it now, Ryan Murphy paired on defense with Jay Harrison, who hinges ahead. Riley Nash, good stick check by Butker on him. Hansel sends it in on Cam Ward. He'll shovel off for Jay Harrison. Out to center ice, Dvorak leaves it for Nash. Riley Nash tries to get it by Keith Yandle. Second opportunity. He took a hit from Butker, but he got it deep. Now it's played along the boards, sealed off by Carolina's Dvorak, as we see. Around the boards again, Radim Vrbata. Dead center, bouncing pass for Hansel. Dvorak's offside. The Coyotes start again.
Remember what John McClain told Chantal McCabe about trying to create that first man pressure. It actually has been a common component on all 3 Hurricanes goals.
Justin Falk now paired with Jay Harrison. A long stretch pass for Drayson Bowman. Paul Bissonnette for Phoenix. He'll go deep. Cam Ward in the trapezoid in relief of the starter. Anton Hudova injured in the second period and out with a lower body concern. Out to center ice. Picked off here by Bissonnette for Tim Kennedy. Rejected by Bowman. Here he comes. His shot blocked at the D by Michael Stone. A loose puck as we see. Kyle Chipchura for Phoenix. Broken up by Tuomo Ruutu. Justin Falk shot wide of Mike Smith. Andre Sekera moving up for Carolina. Turning away from David Schlemko. In control, tight turn by Sekera. His shot goes astray. This way now it's Justin Falk. He'll keep it deep, looking for Brett Sutter out of his reach. A pitch by Carolina's Sekera. Loose at the D, a steal. They go down as Ruutu was hooked from behind, and penalties are being called.
It's the second penalty Ruutu has drawn in this game.
He's getting both, Trip, I believe, yes. 2 penalties here. Embellishment on Ruutu.
Number 6 for Phoenix, 2 minutes for hooking. Number 15 for Carolina, 2 minutes for embellishing.
If you watch around the league, they've been pretty darn tight of calling this embellishing. You know, that look, you can understand O'Halloran's point. The one thing I was going to say is, for Hurricanes fans, you can't judge Tuomo Ruutu what he does today. You should wait 10, 15 games, knock on wood if he stays healthy, to get an assessment of where he's at.
Right. A long way back from those injuries. Now Ryan Murphy holding out in front. Mike Smith shuts the door on Eric Stahl. Beautiful play by Ryan Murphy.
Well, his experience, Murphy up in the press box, seems to have helped. I mean, I think he's had a good afternoon. Head up. He has made a quick decision when he's needed to. He's been composed in a situation like this to get around Vermette and find Stahl.
Just about 5 minutes gone in this third period. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always. Alexander Zeman now facing off against Antoine Vermette right on the target and melted down by Mike Smith.
The Canes seem to be gaining confidence at 4-on-4. You mentioned earlier in the day they're -2 on the year, but they're starting to play in the opponent's end more in these situations.
Face off won by Stahl. Tight turn by Murphy. Ryan Murphy goes to work. Peppered by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Good skating by Carolina's 7. The pass unattainable for Jay Harrison, and it's moved all the way back.
That was a heck of a thought. It's a high-risk thought, but saucer backhand pass. That was good by Murphy.
Shane Doan taking down Murphy. The crowd wants a call. Offside is whistled. That's the only one at the blue line.
Murphy made a heck of a backhand saucer trying to find Harrison at the attacking blue line, but his skating ability, he can get back seamlessly. Yeah, I mean, that probably is a penalty. I mean, you know, regardless of the size difference between Doan and Murphy, the stick comes up, and by the letter of the law, that's a hook.
It's parallel to the ice. That's an obstruction. Could have been called easily. Now they set up again. 14:27 left to go in this third period. Sekera deep in his own zone. Lugs out to center ice. A 4-on-4 situation. You see the time left in it. Yandel moves it for Martin Hanzal. Hanzal through the center zone with Verbata and Yandel. And again it goes deep along the boards. Nash now will get it back in his own zone. Sekera hands it off. Justin Falk starts from his own territory. You're looking at Riley Nash. A roadblock thrown at him by Derek Morris. The Coyotes back on at Hanzal. Keith Yandel out to center ice. The Boston native over the line with a shot. Stopped by Ward. A rebound right out in front. Keith Yandel in control as you see it up close. To the point, McCulloch. He'll snap it ahead. And getting to it is Justin Falk. A steal by Martin Hanzal. Hanzal goes to work in the forecheck. Phoenix is changing. He had no one to pass to. Then he's taken down. And cross-checking is the indication. Andre Sekera, mystified by the call. He'll take a seat. Phoenix to the power play when we come back. Andre Sekera joining Tuomo Ruutu in the penalty box. He's gone for cross-checking.
The big body Martin Hanzal draws the call. Martin Hanzal, a Czech player. Sekera, a Slovak. I talked to his junior coach, Brett Sutter, Hansel's yesterday. He said he really pushed him. He coached both Hanzal and former Hurricane Brandon Sutter at the same time. He pushed them both because he thought they could be getting great players.
4-on-3 for now. Out in front, short-handed, forked wide. Jordan Stahl, set up by Brett Belmore. Hurricanes get back in the 4-on-3 for 8 more seconds. Coyote power play 1 out of 4 with 2 shots. This is Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Mike Ribeiro sends it across. They wipe it for Vrbata. Doan is there. Off of Ward. Gained by Shane Doan. Shane Doan, indirect pass. In control, Schlemko. Now Ekman-Larsson. Mike Ribeiro. Ekman-Larsson, David Schlemko with a shot taken right out in front. They score on the redirect to Shane Doan as it rolled around. Well-conceived play, and Phoenix goes up by 2.
Shane Doan deserves this type of luck in this afternoon affair because he's been a hard-working guy right from the get-go. The puck does Vrbata get a piece of it? Yeah, you're right. It is. You could say it's a bounce, but no. Vrbata just knocks this thing down with a little bit of, I think, good fortune, whether it be the stick or that right leg, and then Doan quickly backhand, forehand, and second power play goal that he's had a big part in for the Coyotes today.
Longest serving captain now in the National Hockey League, now that Daniel Alfredsson has gone from Ottawa to Detroit. 10 years running for the guy they call Captain Coyote, Shane Doan. First round pick all the way back in '95. He's played for just one team in 2 places. Winnipeg and Phoenix, they cough it up. Toulouse, Rob McCulloch. What a play on Toulouse. With 24 square feet of an empty net, and then they hit the goalpost.
Smith almost single-handedly let the Canes back in.
Now a shot answered by Cam Ward off the stick of David Moss. And it comes back out to center ice. Still plenty of time left. 12:17 left in this third period. 5-3 Phoenix as it goes out of play.
Boy, the Canes did everything but take advantage of this brain cramp by Smith. Your defenseman's there. I mean, there's Simmons, the guy that causes the turnover. Toulouse can't find it, and then Stahl hits the back of the net. But, I mean, the simple rule of thumb is, if the defenseman can play it, he's got gloves that handle pucks a lot better than goalies.
What a play by Zbynek McCulloch on the block. Then, as we saw, Eric Stahl off the pipe. Phoenix by 2. Vrbata tries to lay it ahead. They are trying to win their 3rd straight at the end of this 4-game road trip, which started Tuesday night with a 6-1 loss on Long Island.
And the guy who just scored the goal had a players-only meeting after the second loss against the New York Islanders.
And then they went to Detroit, won the game. Then they went to Philly the next night, won there, and now this. But the Hurricanes have time to get back. Second game of a 3-game homestand for Carolina. Chicago is here on Tuesday night. Jeff Skinner, keep it his own zone, takes a bump from Martin Hanzal.
Doan didn't like the way they played in San Jose and then on the island, and said something about it even early in the season.
Skinner draws another penalty against Phoenix as he went down. So the Hurricanes back to the power play.
It's going to be a trip. So Hanzal drew a penalty in the attacking zone a few minutes ago that leads to a power play goal. Now he takes one with a 2-goal lead a long way from his own net. I mean, that's all about, again, it's a work ethic play from Skinner. Changes lanes, stops and starts. You know, that's a 3rd or 4th penalty he's drawn this season.
So the Hurricanes now 1 out of 7 on the power play. He has the power play goal tonight, or today, as they clean the goal crease. Get it ready for Mike Smith. 11:23 left to go in this 3rd period. The Canes will send out Eric Stahl, Alex Semin, Yuri Toulouse, Tuomo Ruutu, and Andrei Sekera.
You know what has to happen now, John, is the second unit that scored the power play goal in the second period has to start pushing this first unit.
Jonathan Taves, Patrick Kane, Duncan Keith, and the Chicago Blackhawks. The defending champs are in Tuesday night on Fox Sports Carolinas. We'll kick it off with Hurricanes Live at 6:30.
And it will be tremendous to see our good friend, Eddie Olchuk.
It's always good to see he and the voice of the Blackhawks on television, Pat Foley. Good old Edzo, when he comes to town, everybody gets shaken up. Back to the point. Sekera holding on to it. A one-timer by Stahl, denied by Smith. Couple of chances for Ruutu. Mike Smith comes up big. And the Coyotes get it out to center.
The Hurricanes are starting to win those face-offs in special team situations, which are extra important.
Mike Smith now will play it along the boards. Eric Stahl goes deep. Smith can't handle it now. Good look at Semin, but an errant pass will sail all the way back in the Kane zone.
Again, preset plays. I don't think that was one from 7. That was spontaneous. It had written all over it. Preset plays and just execute it.
Over the line, a loose puck. Good play by Mikkel Bakker. Now a foot race. Eric Stahl getting ahead of Lauri Korpikoski was scored today. Eric Stahl control off the stick. Gained again by Korpikoski, who goes deep. Cam Ward in relief of Anton Hudobin. 58 seconds left on power play number 8 for Carolina. Sekera, Justin Falk. He'll spin it ahead, and Smith is out to play it. Handling, and look at that. He'll kill it himself.
That puck got to the altitude off of Smith's stick of what Phoenix's plane's cruising altitude will be back to Arizona. I mean, but to get back and stop the wraparound first, I mean, that was a thing of beauty.
For a long while since the Canes have had 8 power plays in the game, as we see. Falk with a shot blocked by McCulloch. Out of the corner now, Jordan stood up. 25 seconds on the power play. Ekman Larsson not out. Good keep by Murphy. They turn with it. This way it's Falk. His shot picked off by Mike Smith.
All the good chances are coming from this power play unit. Nathan Gerbe, Jeff Skinner, Jordan Stahl, Falk and Murphy on the points. Sekera spends time on it. No, he's on the first unit. Ruutu's been used as a net presence, but this second unit, on top of their goal, they're just outworking their opponent.
17 seconds in the power play. Jordan takes the face-off, won by Vermette. Skinner a steal. Jeff Skinner to the outside of Schlemko. To the point, Murphy. He'll cradle it. Ryan Murphy. Here's Falk. Play blown dead. 2 more penalties. Skinner complains as he got involved with Lauri Korpikoski.
It's the back official that makes the call. The calls, I should say. Hey, listen, the fans here in attendance this afternoon don't like this call, but because they don't like the second end of it. But still, down 2 goals, there's going to be a lot of open ice, so it isn't all bad.
Jeff Skinner in the box as we see. Lauri Korpikoski takes a seat next to Martin Hanzal. 6 seconds in a 4-on-3 situation as Kirk Muller looks on. The face-off will be in the Phoenix zone. 9:29 left in regulation. Hurricanes down by 2.
Skinner's been very good so far this season of no retaliation. There, it got away from him a little bit. You know, it's so important in the maturation of a player, and you know that his body language has been, I'd say, sizably better and very visible so far.
It's Skinner for interference, and then the embellishment call on Korpikoski. Murphy, Justin Falk. Shot taken, tipped wide by Dwyer. Rebound goes astray. Falk had his stick tied up by Hanzal. Shane Doan all the way across. In the skates of Antoine Vermette. Vermette to the corner, guarded by Murphy. Vermette stays with it, holding onto it. Stopping and starting, back to the point. Ekman Larsson caught by Cam Ward, and no further play. 9:05 left to go in regulation time. Phoenix 5, Carolina 3 on Sports South. On the attack, Kirk Muller wants good first-man pressure. If you get it, good things happen.
And Johnny McLean reinforced that. Toulouse on the first goal in the first period. The second goal, Radek Dvorak nullifying an icing with, I think, a wrinkle in the game that I've really now come to enjoy, the hybrid portion. And then Jordan Stahl with help from the eventual scorer, Jeff Skinner, and Nathan Gerbe. But the first man pressure is what starts it all.
Off the draw. Knocked down and played here by the Hurricanes, Tuomo Ruutu. Now Ruutu shovels along the boards. It's knocked down. They throw it across. Andrej Sekera looking for a tip. It's caught by Mike Smith. Take a look at the Storm Tracker on keys that we tee up before each game, and let's see how they have played out today.
And unfortunately, the ledger favors Phoenix thus far. They scored first. They have 2 power play goals. Carolina does have 1, and the encore performance represents staying within the structure. Right now, the difference in the game was a tough pitch down low from Stahl as the high forward early in this period.
Yeah, not as positionally sound this afternoon as they were Friday night. It goes deep. around the boards. 8:40 on the clock. Now in control, they grind a bit of a cycle. Alex Semin going down, broken up by Martin Hansel. He sets up Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson cradles along the boards. He gets it deep. And back of the goal, Sekera for Carolina. Ekman-Larsson off a body off his own man Hansel. Radim Vrbata back out to center ice. Coyotes up by 2, an attempt by their squad to win 3 in a row here. In the early season, they go home and take on Ottawa at Jobbing.com Arena Tuesday night. In the center zone now, Chip Chura. Over the line, Ribeiro lays it off. McCulloch to the outside, his shot looking for a tip. Didn't work. Along the boards now. Ribeiro back to the point. Keith Yandel. It's tipped. It goes high over the top of Cam Ward. It stays in play. Nathan Gerbe races across for Carolina. You see it up close. As they jam along the boards, it's punched out. Hurricanes in control, and away they go. Nathan Gerbe right in on the goaltender, Mike Smith. Plays it along for Keith Yandel. Under 8 minutes left in this third period. Shots 32 Carolina, 31 Phoenix. To the center zone, David Moss. Chip Chura. Mike Ribeiro turns, lays it back. Here's Yandel, his shot, tipped high by Dwyer. Lucid back of the goal, now free to the corner.
Well, Yandel loves to jump. You mentioned he's a Boston native, but didn't go to college. Went briefly to the Quebec League and was an excellent defenseman there.
Played in Moncton, the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. And Keith Yandel was taken in the 4th round of 05. It comes back out to center ice. Deflects the bench. We get a stoppage. New season of The Ultimate Fighter is powerful, relentless, epic. Just getting started. Catch the show that critics say delivers the goods. We'll see why they call Ronda Rousey and Miesha Tate the new best rivalry in sports. Get hooked on the show everybody's talking about, The Ultimate Fighter, all new Wednesday at 10 Eastern, only on Fox Sports 1.
And speaking of feeder and development leagues, we don't know the severity. We hope it's not too bad on the injury to Anton Hudobin. But Justin Peters won his only start a weekend ago for Jeff Daniel and Jordy Kinnear Charlotte Checkers in Oklahoma City, which is a tough out. Yeah. Mike Murphy went on to win the next night.
Anton Hudobin went out to play a puck all the way out, past the circle dot in his own zone, was caught really in no man's land, lost his footing, injured himself, lower body. That's the word we have. He left in incredible pain, it looked like. It was all the way back in the zone. It's centered out in front. Good defensive play. Jay Harrison collapsing. Then a collision as he knocked the attacker, Rob Klinkhammer, right into Cam Ward. And both parties slow to get up. Here's the injury in the second period to Carolina goaltender Anton Hudobin.
Yeah, I think it was when he was getting up, because you feel that panic because you're in a bad spot. And the chances of pulling something, I think, go through the roof. He has been such an excellent find with his 2 victories, the type of teammate he is. Cam Ward got up a little bit slow there. And for anybody watching at home, if Ward went down, you would have to dress one of the skaters on the bench. You'd have time to obviously have him put the gear on.
Look at this pass. Mike Smith all the way down to Cam Ward, who sweeps it to the corner. He almost connected on a goaltending stretch pass to Radim Vrbata.
I don't think people at home have any idea how hard it is to be able to shoot the puck as a goalie like that.
The forearm strength is incredible.
And starting it on the heel, usually try to release it somewhere in the middle of the tape. I shot literally thousands of pucks for years and never developed anything reminiscent of that.
Justin Falk now back out to center ice. Zdeněk McCulloch is chugging back. Smith leads it there. Eric Stahl forechecking. They move in. It's Tuomo Ruutu. Inside for the captain. Stahl swings it out in front. Nobody home. Sekera for Ruutu. Tuomo Ruutu holding onto it. Stood up at the D by McCulloch. Out of the corner, Hansel. Peppered by Ruutu. Top of your screen, Ryan Murphy. Bending on a pass that's stolen. Carried out of the zone now. The Coyotes go to work. And it's rolled deep by Lauri Korpikoski. Ryan Murphy, a good look at his reverse for Andrej Sekera. Here's Tuomo Ruutu back in the lineup today. It goes all the way across now for Ryan Murphy in the skates of Jordan Stahl. But again, deep in the Coyote zone. Derek Morris moves the puck out to center ice. Ron Hainsey creeping up on David Moss, and now Carolina again will regroup. 5:15 left in this third period. Nathan Gerbe at the blue line. Jordan for Gerbe. Gerbe out of the corner, broken up at the defense. Keith Yandel has plenty of time in his own zone. He sets up Derek Morris. Got a tough time. He took a heavy hit from Patrick Dwyer, but got it out.
You can see that 1-2-2 that Phoenix uses in the neutral zone. So it's pretty darn difficult to get it through.
Pass now brought in offside by Antoine Vermette. 4:50 left to go in this third period. A heavy collision. Klinkhammer on Ward as we go down the stretch. Late stages here in Raleigh. Kirk Muller's team down by 2 at the hands of the Phoenix Coyotes. First matinee afternoon encounter here as we take a look at the story in this game, starting with the injury to Anton Khudobin.
Yeah, it didn't look good, and Khudobin, who already has 2 wins so far this year. Eric Staal taking advantage of that good bounce off the glass in the first period. Riley Nash redirects a Ryan Murphy shot. To me, I would categorize this game for Carolina as some good moments, but nowhere near the 60-minute effort they've had in several other games thus far.
And Phoenix, they came out of the chute in this hockey game with a strong effort in the first period, the first 10 minutes. Carolina then recovered. Mike Smith plays it himself back out to the center zone. 4:25 left in regulation time. 5-3 Phoenix. These two teams will play in the desert on December the 14th. Pass from Jeff Skinner, picked off by Rob Klinkhammer, who's been outstanding today for Dave Tippett. Martin Hansel now will shovel ahead.
And Klinkhammer, as we said, 2 goals in 2 games. Product of the Western Hockey League.
Now Andre Sekera back out to center ice. Getting to it is Zdeněk McCulloch. Flushed out by Eric Staal. Ekman Larsson away for Hansel. It rolls around. Ryan Murphy in control. Head manning for Eric. Over the line, moving up to the outside. Semin off the outside of the goal. Now it's centered again by Ruutu, and it comes all the way back out. All the way back in the Kane zone. Here's Ron Hainsey. D for Ryan Murphy. 3.5 left in this third period. Murphy's flying. Here it comes. Denied by Mike Smith. Murphy, who's been great today, takes a hit. Now Carolina out in front. The pass by Semin is detected. David Moss gains center ice, and he moves it by Ron Hainsey.
Murphy has been good. His skating ability has been on display. He's made good decisions.
Now Moss on a cycle. Korpikoski. Ward said no. Getting to the puck now along the boards is Nathan Gerbe. He'll move it back. 3:01 left to go in this third period. Ryan Murphy deep in his own zone. Lays it off for Eric Staal. Fanning on the first one. The next one was broken up by Michael Stone and fed right back in on Cam Ward.
Murphy still on the ice, but he took a hit to make a play and should have been deep in the Phoenix end. And boy, that experiment, that learning experience for him being upstairs Friday, I think was a real good one already.
Would be a payoff. Now Jordan Staal. Pat Dwyer, Nathan Gerbe awaiting that pass forced by Morris. Good play by the veteran Derek Morris. Gerbe along the boards for Carolina. Golfed by Morris. It caroms all the way back in the Phoenix zone, and they are on it. 2:20 left to go in this third period. Out to neutral ice. Pass denied by Justin Falk. Getting to it is Jay Harrison. Now you're looking at Nathan Gerbe. Gerbe over the line with Jordan. His shot absorbed. And a good block at the defense that time, and getting in the way, Derek Morris. Harrison shot wide of Mike Smith. Justin Falk takes a hit from Bottker. It goes deep. Dwyer centers, nobody home. Back to the point. Falk holding on to it. Blocked again by Bottker and punched back out to the center zone.
Keep an eye on Cam Ward because down 2 goals. I would think he might even be lifted here.
1:47 on the clock. Radim Vrbata through center for Martin Hansel. Vrbata goes cross corner. Getting to it is Ryan Murphy. 1:37 left in this third period. Ryan Murphy from his own zone will start ahead. Through center ice. They have layers. Phoenix getting back defensively. Now Skinner over skates. He was taken out by Klinkhammer. Now Semin. Back to the point. Sekera all the way across for Murphy. Cam Ward is long gone. It's tipped. It's knocked down. Loose out in front. Klinkhammer in control. Off the boards and out.
Unselfish play by Klinkhammer. He could have gone for the empty net, especially with a 2-goal margin, but just went with the indirect.
Now they get it deep. David Schlemko along the glass. Murphy a pinch. Rob Klinkhammer is on him. 60 seconds left in regulation time. Rob Klinkhammer will ice the puck here and will swing it back in the Coyotes zone. Let's take a look at young Ryan Murphy at the age of 20 and what he's been able to do this afternoon.
He has been very good. You know, he said, as I mentioned earlier in the show, Dave Lewis said, I want you to watch Drew Doughty Friday night from the press box. The timeout has been called here. And his takeaway was he does things very simply. His takeaway from the power play was that don't force things, cross-seam passes when they're not there. And he has, I think, reacted to all situations. When he hasn't had much time, he's made a simple play. He's gotten pucks to the net quickly. And then when he has been able to skate out of trouble, he's done that too.
55.4 seconds left. Cam Ward in relief of Anton Hudobin, yielding 2 goals this afternoon. Faceoff will come back in the Coyote zone. 6 skaters will stay out for the Hurricanes, who will host the Chicago Blackhawks to wrap up the 3-game homestand on Tuesday night.
And remember what Jordan Staal said. Actually, Vermette will try to win this on the backhand. He won't use that forehand swooping motion that Jordan talked about.
Jordan Staal, Antoine Vermette. Vermette wins it back. 50 seconds left in regulation time. McCulloch off a body, back out. Semin hunts it down. He'll turn away from Klinkhammer. Here's Skinner. Moving up on McCulloch. 37 seconds on the clock. Jeff Skinner to the outside for Gerby. Semin, poke shot. Read all the way by Mike Smith, who hangs on. Another face-off in the Phoenix zone.
You know, just the passes just have been a little bit off at times today, like Skinner there at the offensive blue line. And I could almost see it coming in practice yesterday. You know, just a little bit off. Good chance here from Falk. Smith holds on. And the team coming in Tuesday, Chicago. Joel Quenneville usually just uses 4 or 5 drills every practice. Just works on zip, and they're your Stanley Cup champions.
The Hawks coming off a win last night at home against Buffalo. Face-off one back for Alexander Semin. That shot negated, blocked by Moss and Hansel. Klinkhammer for David Moss. Semin got across, 20 seconds on the clock. Here's Nathan Gerby. Over the line in the zone. Alexander Semin lets it fly. A stinger blocked by Klinkhammer. And a penalty is called. 11.9 seconds on the clock. And David Moss will take a seat.
18, 2 minutes for Slash.
The slash had actually happened way back at the Carolina blue line. I don't think Semin and company recognized that there was a delayed penalty because seconds are very, very precious, and you would have wanted to give Phoenix the puck as soon as possible.
So Moss in the box here, 11.9 on the clock. And a timeout will be called.
Timeout Phoenix.
Phoenix calling their timeout. And we'll be back on Fox Sports Carolinas on Tuesday night, starting with Hurricanes Live at 6:30. The defending Stanley Cup champion Chicago Blackhawks here in Raleigh for their only appearance of the season. Be sure to check it out as the Canes wrap up the 3-game homestand. They will then play later in the week, Thursday night at Toronto, and Saturday night we're at the New York Islanders.
Good spacing between games. Maybe a quick look at where this slash was called. You watch right here, and you see O'Halloran make the call. So at this point, you want to have Phoenix touch the puck as soon as possible because attacking zone faceoff, and you would have more than 11.9 seconds left.
Jordan Staal now will take the draw. And he will be opposed by Antoine Vermette. You see the power play numbers today. Off the faceoff. Phoenix gets to a loose puck. 7 seconds on the clock. Moved off for Skinner. Wide of Mike Smith. And that'll do it. The Phoenix Coyotes have won 3 in a row. They surround goaltender Mike Smith as they defeat the Carolina Hurricanes 5-3.
I guess never too early to have a players-only meeting. Phoenix did it less than a week ago, responded with 3 straight victories on the road, and I think that Carolina had a lot of good things here today, but it was nowhere near the 60-minute effort that they've had as a cog in their wheel on other nights so far this year.
Stay with us. We have full post-game coverage as we kick off Hurricanes Live momentarily. Final count, the Phoenix Coyotes 5 and the Carolina Hurricanes 3.